boop, 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 boop. It is properly dark out there. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope that you're doing well. Hope that you're tucked in, perhaps in bed. Maybe you're tucked in for the night like I should be, right? Okay, it's 8:45, but it's like pitch black outside. Or maybe you're on the train, you're heading to work, you're heading to school. You're just sitting in your recliner. You got me on the big screen, or you got me on the small screen, and your partner is in the other chair, and they say, put your headphones in. I don't want to hear that guy anymore. Listen, I hear it all the time. Today we're going to listen to Soen, I believe is how you pronounce their name. We're going to listen to this track, Lotus. This is off of their album, Lotus, released in 2019. We're listening to this track, because it was recommended and sponsored by Dustin. So Dustin, thank you so much for the recommendation, and of course for the sponsorship as well. Now, I've heard of the band. I don't know if I've heard anything from the band. I'm pretty sure I have, though. I'm pretty sure that I have heard music from the band before, but I couldn't tell you what I've heard. I'm pretty sure that they're kind of in the same lane as like a Leprous, for example, which I've listened to some of their music, and I enjoy Leprous. Not like I don't listen to them like a ton, but I enjoy what I've heard from them. So yeah, let's go ahead and listen to this track, Lotus. We will pull it up. We will talk about it a little bit after. Here we go.
Gather around all the things that we admire. To be here is where I wanted to be. To abandon who I was. Gather around as we're pushed towards a fire. We've been tricked into believing that all starts and ends within our walls.
Kind of sound to it, actually, thinking about it.
Gather around, holding close your sons and daughters. Promise them that we will all be alright. Let them know you love them all.
That guitar is definitely an Opeth line.
Talk to yourself. Let your essence be the answer. While we chase the meaning of who we are, navigating through a storm.
There he goes, getting there. came right back in there. It's like a wolf howling in the back of the woods. Just like a beautiful, mystical creature.
Turn to your friends, let them face the one you mirror.
It's a good line.
And the demons that now rest on your side, they will leave you on your own.
It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, so I from like what I know of the band, I was assuming that they were going to kind of sound like a Leprous, but this was much more Opeth inspired. This was definitely the Damnation side of Opeth that I'm hearing here, and which, by the way, one of my favorite albums of all time. I love Damnation by Opeth. But the guitar playing, absolutely sensational. I could not help but think that that the guitar playing kind of sounded like Opeth, because like the interesting thing about the way that they play, and I can't remember the guitarist's name, so I'm sorry, from Opeth, is that within this sound that they have, this kind of gothic, death metal progression or progressive rock infused sound that they have, the guitar stands out in the way that it uses a lot of jazzy chords and such. And I think that that's such a beautiful thing to bring into the music. We're getting the exact same thing here with guitarist Cody Ford handling here, which I just think like it's sensational the way that he plays. From the pickups, like I'm not a guitarist, so I don't know what I'm saying. But like when the guitar enters at certain points, you can almost hear it kind of stutter into the music before it starts either its next line or the solo that happens. But it's like it does like something like that. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think if you're a guitarist or you know the song, you know what I'm talking about. Which is just really cool. And like I said, perhaps it sounds cheesy what I said, but like when one of the lines starts, it does sound so distant how it begins, and then it slowly walks out of the woods into the fold and into plain sight and plain ears for us. And it sounds like this wild creature, a wild wolf, that's just so majestic, and it could bite your head off. That guitar could do that, but no, it's just this kind of beautifully esoteric creature that comes out of the woods, walks past you. This thing could bite your head off at any second, but just walks past you gracefully and with elegance, and you're just sitting there amazed in its majesty. That's how I felt when that guitar solo came through. Just absolutely wonderful. It's just a nice piece of bliss. And then the organ that's like beautifully being played under everything, that's going to be Lars Ahland, who's handling keyboards and things of that nature. I also see that he's handling guitar here. And I love the organ. That was great. And I like how in the chorus, how on one part of the chorus, the organ kind of steps down. But then the second part, as the music kind of thunders up in those big crashes, it comes back up to rise with the occasion. I just thought that was a nice setting, in the way that the atmosphere is set at that particular moment. And then at the end, in the chorus, at the end of maybe not every line, but every second line or so, you get a little sprinkling of piano that just kind of tail ends the end of or bookends the end of that line. I just thought that was like a little small detail. Lead vocalist Joel Ekelof, gentle, soothing. Now, since this is the only track I know off the top of my head, I can only judge off of this one. But here he has a quietly powerful voice. It's gentle, but there's a power behind it. I'd be curious to hear if any of the other tracks, if they perhaps go into a heavier, harder direction, or if this is kind of the way he sings, in here. Kind of also, maybe not this track, but it puts me in the mind space, not only of Opeth here, but it also puts me in the mind space of like a band like Tesseract, Contortionist, and even though those are going into a more djenty direction, it kind of puts me in that same era, a mix of melody, but a little metal in there as well. Just a little bit in this particular track. Let's dive into the lyrics here. Gather round all the things that we admire. To be here is where I wanted to be. To abandon who I was. Gather around as we're pushed towards the fire. We've been tricked into believing that all starts and ends within our walls. So I like how it's gather around, group together to all the things that we like, right? Bring them all together. And then he says, abandon who I was, right? And then gather around. At first it was for a positive thing, but now it's gather around. We're pushed towards the fire. So, you think of fire as a positive or a negative, right? A fire can warm and provide harborage and warmth and comfort. But of course, being pushed closer towards that fire, now it's a little bit too much, right? Danger and burning. So I think that that's kind of interesting play there. And then, tricked into believing that it all starts and ends within our walls. There's more outside of our walls, as proven by the Truman Show. Gather around, holding close your sons and daughters. Promise them that we will be all right. Let them know you love them all. Talk to yourself. Let your essence be the answer, while we chase the meaning of who we are, navigating through a storm. So, as you navigate through that storm, you promise the ones that you love that everything will be all right as you try to find those answers. Gather around and follow me. Something misled us to this. Wanting it all is poverty. I like that line. That this line could stand out as its own little inspirational quote. Wanting it all is poverty. Rich is the one who is free. Be the one, I like that directive. Be the one who wakes up all of those who roam. That's a great line. There's a lot of great lines, I think, in this. Shake your head to the sides, wake the animal inside of you, run away from it all, let the wildness be your home. Plant a tree, kill a man, let your instincts be in charge of you. Where you walk, what you dream, measures who you really are. Like, he's not literally saying, go out and kill someone. He's not literally saying that, but as he mentioned, he says, let your instincts be in charge of you. Let that beast out. And listen, that beast might be it doesn't have to be a lion. That beast could be a stoat. That beast could be, I don't know, a woolly mammoth. I don't just trying to think of random animals. Could be a kookaburra in a tree, which honestly sounds like the place to be. Kookaburra, kookaburra in the tree. Okay. Turn to your friends. Let them face the one you mirror. Who do you mirror? You mirror yourself, right? Let them face the one you mirror, your reflection, who you think you are. And the demons that now rest on your side, like currently they're resting next to you, they will leave you on your own. This is, I think, really fantastic lyrics. I really like the thoughtfulness that's put into pretty much every single line in here. And yet it all comes together in just a really nice, I think, pretty powerful song as well. That was really fantastic. I enjoyed that a lot. Dustin, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much for the sponsorship as well. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of this. I forgot to mention one thing. As I have the personnel list up here, couldn't help but notice someone that looks very familiar here as I was making my Opeth comparisons. There you go. There you go. Sometimes, wrong button. Sometimes,
Please clap.
It writes itself. Have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you again. Bye.